In the initial stages of this journey, your person found themselves caught in a whirlwind of uncertainty. They questioned whether what they were experiencing was real or simply a figment of their imagination. The connection they felt with you seemed almost too magical, too extraordinary to be true, and because of this, they often wondered if it was nothing more than an illusion created by their own mind. This uncertainty weighed on them, making them hesitant to trust what they were feeling. At times, they tried to rationalize their emotions, convincing themselves that perhaps they were simply overthinking or projecting their desires onto you. Yet, deep down, there was always a pull, a quiet whisper, that suggested something far greater was taking place. As time passed, these doubts gradually began to fade, replaced by emotions that grew stronger and more undeniable with each passing day. Their feelings for you did not weaken or disappear, instead, they intensified in ways they could no longer ignore. The more they thought about you, the more real and profound the connection seemed. What once felt like fleeting imagination became a steady flame, illuminating truths they had never before considered. They began to notice how often you crossed their mind, how your energy seemed to surround them, and how even in moments of silence, they could feel you near. Slowly but surely, clarity began to break through the fog of uncertainty, and they started to see that what they felt was not only real but deeply significant. This clarity opened the door to a new chapter in their inner world. They began to trust their intuition more than ever before, recognizing that their inner voice was guiding them toward a truth they had long ignored. Their dreams became more vivid, often carrying glimpses of you and the bond you share. Rather than dismissing these experiences as coincidences, they allowed themselves to believe in them, to trust that the universe was speaking through these signs. In doing so, they stepped into a deeper understanding of themselves and of the sacred connection you both share. It was through this trust and intuition that they began to fully experience the beauty of your energetic bond. At this point, their higher self played an even greater role in guiding them. Constantly, they were reminded of you, through signs, synchronicities, and inner nudges that pointed them back to the truth of your connection. Their higher self showed them again and again that the two of you are not only connected, but also destined to walk this path together. It became increasingly difficult for them to ignore these reminders, as the universe seemed determined to bring your presence to the forefront of their awareness. These signs were not random, they were purposeful, designed to awaken them to the reality that you and they are meant to be as one. Yet, along with this clarity came another layer of challenge. As the connection grew stronger, their inner wounds began to surface. Old patterns, fears, and unresolved pain that had been buried for years started to rise to the surface, demanding healing. This was not an easy process for them. At times, it felt overwhelming, as if the light of your connection was revealing shadows they had long tried to avoid. But these wounds needed to be addressed before the path to reunion could be fully clear. It became evident that in order to move forward together, both of you had to go through this phase of healing and growth. This is why a temporary separation took place. It was not a punishment, nor a sign that the connection was breaking apart. Instead, it was a necessary pause, a time for healing, reflection, and growth on both sides. Separation allowed space for wounds to surface and be healed, so that when the two of you come back together, it will be from a place of greater strength, clarity, and wholeness. On some level, you both are aware of this truth. You both sense that the separation is temporary and purposeful, even if it sometimes feels painful and confusing in the moment. However, while your person has begun to trust their intuition more fully, you may still find yourself struggling to believe in yours. The illusions of the physical world can make it difficult to trust what your inner voice is telling you. The external circumstances, the distance, the lack of physical confirmation, or the seeming obstacles, can cloud your vision and create doubt. It becomes easy to believe in the illusion of separation rather than in the truth of your connection. Yet this journey is not about what the physical world shows you, it is about having faith in what lies beyond the illusion. This journey, at its core, is about faith, faith in yourself, faith in your intuition, and faith in the bond you share with your person. It is a journey of learning to look beyond appearances and trusting the inner knowing that guides you. The external world may present illusions of separation, confusion, or impossibility, but the deeper truth lies within. By believing in yourself and trusting in the connection, you step into alignment with the very purpose of this journey. It is not about chasing after something external, it is about discovering the strength, clarity, and faith within yourself. Ultimately, both you and your person are being guided toward reunion, but this path requires patience, healing, and trust. The temporary separation is not a sign of loss, but a step toward a greater union. Your person has already begun to embrace this truth, learning to trust the signs, dreams, and intuition that constantly point them toward you. Now, the invitation is for you to do the same. The journey is asking you to rise above the illusions of the physical world and to embrace the faith that has always been within you. When both of you step into this faith, the path back to each other becomes clear, and the union you are destined for will unfold in its divine timing. Believe me when I say that I am taking full responsibility for my mistakes. I know I have fallen short in many ways, and I am not here to make excuses or shift the blame. What matters to me now is showing you, through both my words and my actions, how much you truly mean to me. I want to prove to you that the love I hold for you is not something that can be shaken, no matter the mistakes I've made or the doubts I may have caused. You are at the center of my thoughts and my heart, and I am determined to make that clear in every possible way. No matter how much I try to distract myself, no matter how busy I keep myself with meaningless tasks or how often I attempt to silence my emotions, thoughts of you always find their way back to me. When the world quiets down and I am left alone in silence, it is you who fills that space. It is in those moments that I feel the most sadness, realizing that we are still not together, and it makes my heart ache in a way that words can hardly describe. I never imagined that missing someone could weigh this heavily on me, but your absence has shown me just how deeply I need you in my life. To me, you are not just beautiful in appearance, you are the most beautiful soul I have ever known. The more time passes, the more I realize how fortunate I am that life allowed our paths to cross. I sometimes wonder what I ever did to deserve someone like you, someone who has touched my heart in ways I never thought possible. The more I think about it, the more grateful I become, because finding a person like you is rare. And I know that if I let this love slip away, I would regret it for the rest of my life. The fire I feel for you never goes out. In fact, it reignites itself each day, burning stronger and brighter. It is the same fire that fuels my hope, my dreams, and my love for you. Please believe me when I say that my love is equal to yours, if not even greater than what my actions may have shown in the past. I know that sometimes the way I've behaved has left you questioning whether my feelings were real. I understand how my inconsistencies or mistakes could plant seeds of doubt in your heart, and for that, I am truly sorry. But what I feel for you has always been genuine. My heart has always belonged to you, even when I failed to show it clearly. That is why now, more than ever, I am making the effort to align my words with my actions. I want my love to be visible to you, not just spoken but shown in the way I treat you, the way I care for you, and the way I fight for us. Because the truth is, I cannot imagine my life without you in it. The very thought of living without you fills me with fear and sadness. Already, your absence feels like a torture I can barely endure, and the idea of living with that emptiness for a lifetime is unbearable. I do not want a life where you are only a memory. I want a life where you are present, where I can hold you, cherish you, and build a future with you. If I had the chance to turn back time, I would do so without hesitation. I would go back to the beginning and start over with you. I would make different choices, avoid the mistakes that hurt you, and ensure that I valued every moment we had together. But as much as I wish for that, I know that time only moves forward. What I can do now is learn from the past and prove to you through my present actions that I am committed to being the person you need and deserve. Your memories are powerful, they bring me both joy and pain. They remind me of the moments we shared, the laughter, the comfort, and the love that made me feel whole. At the same time, they bring me to tears because they remind me of what I am missing right now. I long for those moments again, and I miss you deeply. No one else has ever made me feel the way you do. With you, I felt a connection so pure, so natural, and so comfortable that it felt like home. You are the only one who has ever touched me on that level, and that is why this distance between us is so difficult to bear. Please know that my heart is set on you, and only you. I do not want anyone else, nor do I need anyone else. What I want is to build a life together, one where we can move past mistakes, heal old wounds, and create something stronger than before. I want us to rise above the challenges, to prove that love can overcome anything when it is genuine. And my love for you is as genuine as it gets. I cannot promise that I will never make mistakes again, because I am only human. But what I can promise is that I will always take responsibility, always communicate honestly, and always put effort into making things right. I will never stop proving to you that you are worth every change, every effort, and every sacrifice I can possibly make. You are my heart, my soul, and my home, and I will do everything in my power to never lose you again. I miss you, I love you, and I hope you can see that my feelings for you are deeper than words alone can capture. You are my everything, and I am ready to fight for us with all that I am. Your partner knows deep down that if they truly want to take this relationship to the next level of commitment, they will have to step forward and make their intentions clear before it becomes too late. You are not someone who can be kept waiting endlessly in a space filled with doubt, hesitation, or confusion. You've reached a point in your life where you no longer want to remain stuck in situations that feel stagnant or uncertain. For you, life is about moving forward, embracing growth, and choosing clarity over ambiguity. The idea of being caught in a cycle of maybe or not yet doesn't align with the vision you hold for yourself. You've decided that you want to walk a path of certainty, with someone who knows exactly what they want and is ready to stand firmly by their decision. This choice doesn't come from impatience or pressure, rather, it comes from a place of self-respect and a deep understanding of your own worth. You know the kind of love and commitment you deserve, and you refuse to compromise with half-hearted connections or temporary bonds. Unlike many people who may treat relationships as casual distractions or fleeting experiences, you approach love with a sense of depth, sincerity, and purpose. For you, relationships are not about filling time but about building a meaningful journey with someone who shares the same seriousness, respect, and dedication. Your partner is aware of this aspect of your personality, and that awareness makes them reflect on their own role and responsibility in your life. They realize that if they truly wish to be with you, they cannot come with half measures. They must be willing to invest in this connection not only emotionally, but also intellectually. Emotional investment means showing care, presence, vulnerability, and genuine love. It means making you feel secure, cherished, and valued. Intellectual investment, on the other hand, means engaging with you in a way that stimulates your mind, challenges your thoughts, and respects your ideas. You seek a partnership that grows not only in affection but also in wisdom, understanding, and shared vision. You are unwilling to accept anything less than this, and your partner knows this truth clearly. What draws them even closer to you, however, is not just your standards or your expectations, but the values and qualities you hold within yourself. Your partner admires your strength, your clarity, and your ability to remain true to who you are. They see in you a rare combination of honesty and loyalty, which they find both grounding and magnetic. In a world where many people choose to mask their intentions or shift their loyalties easily, your steadfastness stands out like a guiding light. It is this loyalty and unwavering honesty that draws your partner to you, almost irresistibly, like a moth to a flame. But beyond admiration, there is also a sense of awe. They see how you manage to balance compassion with firmness, love with boundaries, and openness with self-respect. You do not allow yourself to settle for less than you deserve, and yet, you are not cold or dismissive. You give love wholeheartedly, but only when it is met with the same sincerity. This balance, this maturity, is what makes you truly unique in their eyes. You are not just different from others, you are someone who inspires them to be better, someone who sets a standard of what real connection should feel like. Your partner feels that being with you is not just about romance, but about growth. You challenge them, not through harsh words or unrealistic demands, but simply by being yourself. Your presence makes them want to step into a version of themselves that is more certain, more responsible, and more aligned with their heart. They know that winning your heart fully requires courage, commitment, and depth, and while this might intimidate others, for them, it is a calling they cannot ignore. Still, the urgency remains. They are aware that time does not wait forever. You will not remain in a state of waiting or uncertainty, because your life is precious, and you choose to value it by moving forward. If they fail to take action, they know that they risk losing someone rare, someone irreplaceable. This awareness pushes them to think, to reflect, and to decide. They must ask themselves whether they are truly ready to embrace the seriousness of what you bring into their life, and if they are, then they must approach you before hesitation costs them the opportunity. At the core of it all, your partner sees you as more than just someone they love. They see you as someone who embodies values they deeply admire and aspire to live by. Your honesty makes them trust you. Your loyalty makes them feel safe. Your depth makes them want to go deeper within themselves. And your unwillingness to settle makes them rise to the challenge of being the kind of person worthy of your love. To them, you are not just adorable or different, you are transformative. You make love feel real, purposeful, and alive. And so, your partner knows this truth with certainty: if they want you, they cannot hold back, they cannot linger in indecision, and they cannot treat the relationship as something ordinary. They must choose you wholeheartedly, invest themselves fully, and embrace the connection with both their heart and their mind. Only then can they truly have you, because you are not someone who accepts anything less than love in its purest, most committed form.